Hello, I'm Dr. Marc Koene. I'm a veterinarian in northern part of Germany, Teckling-Blüche. We are 126 people here. We're working around with horses, 35 vets, and momentarily the team vet of the German dressage team. Well, this is Nolan. We can show that there are a lot of nerves and muscles on the head. Actually, this is super important because what we think as a rider as connection, or in German word Anlehnung, has a lot to do with pressure. And we have several nerves coming out of the skull which are connected with the bridle. Actually, the nasal bone here, which is very thin, and actually we ride with connection or pressure. If it's too much pressure, it's pain. We don't want to ride with pain because we are actually connected with welfare. Then we have nerves coming out. The infraorbitalis is here, same area. We have the pulse situation, we have the ears. There's several muscles here who are very sensitive, and pressure on the pole can lead to resistance. Then we have the temporal mandible joint that's here on the side. Can be very stressful for the horses. We have the teeth on the side here. If you press inside here, sharp teeth can be pressure sensitive as well. If you have the bridle wrong, and yeah, it's a mixture of muscles and nerves. We have the headpiece. So we have pressure zones here back on the pole. We have in front of the ears, we have pressure zones. We have pressure zone on the os nasale here, the nasal bone. We have pressure zones on the temporal mandible joints. We have pressure zones on the temporal hyoid joint on the inside, on the bars down there, which can be very, very painful. Some horses respond to pressure and they lose the ability to connect to the rider. Pressure leads to low performance or just refusal of performance. We had a very interesting case yesterday. Very good dressage horse, was only bucking and rearing when he would have to hold or was put on the right rein. And this was connected to the hyoid apparatus. The hyoid apparatus is inside at the back of the tongue. So when you put in a bit and you put pressure on the tongue, then this is pain for the horse, and then they start to rear and buck. So we blocked that joint, and afterwards the rider was very happy because she had the old horse again. So now we're going to treat this hyoid apparatus, but on the same time you need to cushion your bridle so that there's no pressure on the hyoid apparatus or on the other stress zones. Okay, this is a pressure pad for the pole area. Pole area would be here, and I think a lot of riders are waiting for this because a lot of horses do have problems, and the pole is part of the bridle, and if it's not padded you can have severe pressure. This is made like it's anatomically structured, and it's able to reduce the pressure by 60%, so this is, I think, a very good benefit for riders and for welfare of the horse. Now this is the chin pad, and it's made for cushioning down here, the bars. I think it's very important. We have this 2-finger roll, and it fits still safe for protection for pressure on the bars. Okay, this is the nose band, and I think this is very cleverly made. You can see the structure is like modern gym shoes, but it doesn't only reduce the pressure in this way, but it takes away the shear forces as well. Now on the nasal bone, if you put it under the bridle, it protects the nasal bone, so the horse, you still can lead the horse. The bridle is not, you don't lose the bridle when you fall off, and you ride with connection and not with pain. But some horses do have bumps here, and these bumps come from pressure from the nasal part here. So if it's too tight, you get little bumps like shins. And so if you put the bridle horses and if the ears are not like this and they're going backwards, then they resent it. Sometimes it can be because they just don't want to be worked, but most of them just resent the bridle fit. So you can have white hairs from pressure, you can have bumps from pressure, and you can see if the horse is enjoying to be tacked or not. Well, the r3vobanD is engineered like a modern shoe. It alleviates pressure and has a bionic grid structure inside, which takes away pressure from anatomical landmarks. And the anatomical landmarks are the areas of the nasal bone, the pole, temporomandible joint. So every sensitive part on the horse can be made without less stress. This is the skull of an equine head. Now here you can see how thin the nasal bone is. So if part of the bridle, if you put pressure on, it will move, yeah? Or you get really bumps. So this is made to alleviate, take away the pressure. And you can see this is the outlet of the nervus infraorbitalis. So if you put pressure on here, it can be painful. It reaches all the way down and you take away the pressure here. Now the same we have on the top line. Here are the ears. So this is the cushioning behind the ears. And then you can see all the supportive structures. So you have the first vertebrae coming here. You have the occiput with the ligamentum nuchae here. Part of the styloid is here. Then we have the temporomandibular joint here. So it's a lot of vital structures. And this one will be here under the bars. And again, you can see there's an outlet of a nerve in front. And the bars can be quite pointy. So they can be pressure sensitive if you put too much pressure on. Actually, it's a product made for the welfare of the horse.